Good morning, children. A beautiful morning. Very cool today. Right? So, yeah, we are entering into winter. So, what's the importance of winter? Yeah, we will be having snowy mornings and evenings. And now, today, what we are going to see is just see the nature through Robert Frost's eyes. Robert Frost is an American poet. Most of the times his focus is on uh, the beauty of nature, and he also takes us into the world which he enjoys. So why am I saying like into a world which he enjoys? See here, warm up. If you read, you will come to that point. Why I'm asking this question? There are times when our eyes refuse to move away from a scene which is in front of us. Has this ever happened to you? Right, so the question here is sometimes we may be busy, right? We want to rush, but something stops us, immensely influencing us to stop and look. And to Robert Frost, it is the nature which stops him. It is the nature which makes him realize that he has to walk along in the throughout the life. It's not a big mistake to take a break in between. So here the point is, it is not necessary that everybody has the same taste. Here, if you look at the pictures, yes. So someone may be interested or impressed by the scoreboard, like who likes games and sports. Some who is a good foodie, like will be attracted by the food items, and some who are the good readers or the avid readers will stop definitely at the bookstall, like whenever they find something new. And of course the nature lovers always like that, they get rejuvenated from what they see. See, from my side, I love really the chirping of birds, wading of the flowers for the breeze and the music around, and a very not too cool, a comfortable climate with not having much of heat, and then the chilling coolness. So these definitely make me stop for a moment, and I get rejuvenated by seeing that. I breathe in totally and I'll get energized, and that I'll make use for 1 year at least. One stop at such a moment will definitely make me or gives me enough energy to go ahead for 1 year. So this is from my side, children. You can write your own interest, like what is that which makes you stop for a while, and then you will get energized for a longer period from whatever the joy you will be getting by watching those things. Okay, so now let's look into what he is writing. Right. Whose woods these are? I think I know. His house is in the village, though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. So here, now the poet is thinking, whose woods these are? I think I know. No, whose woods are these? Like means woods here in the sense, it's something like in our usually in Indian kind of farming and all that, you can see that we go with crops, right? Like paddy and these and those. And we will be going with orchards, like mango orchards and all these things, right? So usually even in the western side, you can see that yes, especially in Russia and America, you have so many vast lands which are not utilized by humans for food production and all that. For such things, there will be some kind of forest which will be grown, right? So different varieties of trees being grown in a particular area. So we call them to be wood. In the sense, here is a small forest, right? So here, whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though he will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. So, what the poet is thinking, the moment that he saw the woods, like he felt whose woods these might be. I know, definitely the person will be living or dwelling just nearby village, right? Then only like he can manage these things, right? But the thing is that he won't be knowing that a person like me, right, stood there, right, looking at the beauty of the woods which are filled up with snow. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near, between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. So is the poet all alone? No, he has his horse with him. So now the poet is thinking in these lines that my horse may think it to be something strange, queer in the sense it is strange, to stop without a farmhouse near. Neither we have a farmhouse nearby, or at least you have something like a water facility at least to drink and to relax for some time. Because here he is like focusing on frozen lake. Means the lake, whatever is available there is also frozen. So for what purpose did this man stop here? No, it is very strange. Why did he stop here? So here the poet is saying that his hearts might be thinking like this. Why this man had stopped at a place where the lake is frozen and in between the woods, and it is very, very darkest evening of the year. So definitely see from this you can see the season, what it is. It's called winter season, right? So filled up with snow, right? Darkest evening of the year. Usually in the evenings it will become dark when it is winter season, right? So now he gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and a downy flake. So beautiful way of expressing it. See, so now he's saying that whatever the bells that are being tied to the horse neck, that is harness bells. So he was shaking, the horse was shaking those bells to ask the master, to ask his master. Who is the master here? The poet himself, right? To ask if there is some mistake. Is there something wrong? So is there something suspicious? Or is there something danger that is going to happen right now? Why did you stop? So this is the way that the horse is trying to communicate with the poet. And the only kind of the sound he can hear is the bell sound, as well as other sounds are the sweep of easy wind. As the wind blows, right, it sweeps around, and that sound, that small, very like you must be very keen enough to listen to that sound. And of course, rather than your ears, your body feels that, right? And downy flake, that means so when snow falls, like in the flakes, whatever the small things, here though we can see the mist and all that, right? So you can also see that the flakes of snow falling down. So except these sounds, nothing is there. Where now horse is asking the master, what made you to stop here? The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep. And miles to go before I sleep. And miles to go before I sleep. Beautiful. So here, now the poet is unable to move ahead. He wanted to spend some time there, cherishing what the atmosphere, what the climate that it is giving, the beauty to that spot of the like the woods. He wanted to really enjoy every moment of it, but he has promises to keep. That means he is going on a long journey. and he has some works to be done by him, right? So therefore he says that, but I have promises to keep and miles to go before I sleep, and I don't have time to rest also. Then how can I stay back here? But the beauty of the surroundings is pulling me towards it. Definitely, the woods are very lovely and dark and deep, which the poet wanted to make use of every moment of it, and he wanted to capture that beautiful picture in his mind. But he says that, and he has to go miles and he has to keep promises. So this is how it happens, isn't it? So whatever we may like, see, you children, you like to play so much, right? After giving half an hour of time, you will feel that still more half an hour you need. But there are duties to be fulfilled, right? For every human being, there are promises to be kept. Promise doesn't mean that I promise you that I will do it. Our job, our commitments, right? Our responsibilities are the promises. There's no need for us to say to somebody else, right? The promise that you will be making to yourself, that you have to study well, or you have to do the next homework part, you have to go and listen to the class, attend the class. These are all the promises, consciously or unconsciously, we will be making ourselves, right, to us. And that is the most important thing in any human being, a responsible human being. That's the beauty of the human thought and mind. That's another aspect what I can see, the beauty. Not only the beauty that is there in the woods with the snow flakes filling all around, but I can see the beauty of the poet's mind. So happy he felt himself by looking at that. So responsible, he immediately realized that he has to make his promises, keep his promises, isn't it? Yes, there lies the beauty. Being responsible, even though we are too much indulged in any other things, even though those are giving so much enjoyment to us, but keeping one's own promises is the right kind of the joy that we will be giving to the mind. Okay, children? So just give a reading to this poem, and if possible, try to write your own poem if you can on any one of the things which you love most. Okay?